welcome to this personal development hypnosis session to see the funny side of life. This session has been designed to allow you to discover how much lighter life can feel when your mind learns to find the funny side, that playful perspective, the little human absurdities that can soften tension and return you to balance. Now, this doesn't mean laughing at things that truly matter or pretending that difficulties aren't difficulties. It just means developing that wonderful inner flexibility that allows you to step back, breathe, and notice that many of the things that once felt heavy can become smaller, easier, and even strangely amusing when viewed from a calmer part of your mind. You know, some people go through life as if every inconvenience is a personal insult, every delay is a disaster, and every mistake is a verdict. But there is another way, a lighter way, a freer way, because often the difference between irritation and amusement is simply the way from which you look at it. And when you begin to see the funny side, you give yourself space, you loosen the grip of seriousness, and you become more resilient, more approachable, and more creative. Having a sense of humour is not an escape from reality. It's just a more flexible relationship with that reality. In this session, your unconscious mind can begin to learn how to soften those old reactions, widen your perspective, and let the humour rise more naturally, at the right times, in the right way. And now you can just begin to make yourself comfortable in a place where you can relax undisturbed for a while. And as you get comfortable, you can take a slow, easy breath in. And then let it out. Just let your eyes rest on a point in front of you. It doesn't matter what you choose, just allow your eyes to settle there. Just allowing that point hold your attention for a few moments while the rest of you begins to soften and to relax. And as you continue looking at that point, you may notice that your eyelids can blink or begin to feel heavier and want to close. You don't have to force it to happen. You can simply notice it happening. In a moment, I'll ask you to close your eyes and relax them so completely that they just don't want to work. Now take another deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. And as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close gently. And now that they're closed, you can just allow the tiny muscles around the eyes to relax deeply. Just relax them so deeply, so comfortably, that they simply won't bother to open. And when you know you relax them that much, you can gently pretend to test them and find that they remain comfortably closed. That's right. Stop testing now and let that relaxation begin to flow down through your face, down into your cheeks and your jaw, down your neck and into your shoulders. Just allowing any tension there to just flow away. Your shoulders just dropping slightly as any tightness just fades. And in a moment, I'll count down from 3 to 1. And with each number, you can double that relaxation, becoming more at ease, more at pace. 3. Letting that relaxation spread down the arms, over the elbows, into the hands. 2. Down through the chest, the stomach and the back, coming to rest in the hips. A feeling of softness and ease as the muscles just let go. And 1. Down through the legs, over the knees, relaxing the calves, loosening the ankles, all the way down through the feet to the tips of your toes. And now let your mind relax too. Imagine every thought becoming less important, fading away and becoming like dust, floating in the sunlight, drifting away one by one. And the more they drift, the easier it is to go deeper, to become more relaxed, more open, more at peace. And as you rest here, listening to my voice, imagine that you're standing at the top of a wide, grand staircase. There are 10 steps leading down into a warm, inviting place of deep rest. You may see those steps clearly, or simply sense that they're there. And it doesn't matter, because you know that as you step down these steps, you'll go deeper, more relaxed, more at peace. At the bottom of these steps is a place where the mind becomes lighter, easier, more flexible. It's a place where the old seriousness can let loose, and where humour can return like sunlight through a window, bringing a lightness and a brilliance to your life. In a moment, I'll count down from 10 to 1, and with each step down, you can relax twice as deeply. Your body and mind letting go. 10. Stepping down now, feeling the body settle. 9. Doubling that relaxation, slipping deeper into comfort. 8. The shoulders loosening. It's almost as if they've been carrying heavy weights, and you can put them down finally. 7. your breathing becoming slower, your mind becoming quieter. 6. Every muscle, every fiber, learning to let go, to stop trying, to be at ease. 5. Halfway down now, there's a faint smile somewhere deep inside. There's a part of you that already knows that something good is happening. 4. Deeper still. 3. Drifting down into that quiet, pleasant place inside. 2. Almost there. And 1. Stepping into a comfortable inner room of the mind. In this room there's a soft chair waiting just for you. You sit down and notice how perfectly it supports you. The air feels just right. The light is gentle. And somewhere nearby, there's the sound of easy laughter. It's not loud and it's not forced. It's just that kind of relaxed laughter that lets you know that all is well. And as you listen to that distant laughter, your unconscious mind can begin to remember times when something that seemed frustrating at first later became a story you could tell, a story you could laugh about. And if that can happen after the event, perhaps your mind can learn to find that lighter angle sooner and sooner, until that calm humour becomes available right when you need it. And as you rest deeply, your unconscious mind can begin to make some useful changes, because you know what it's like to take something very seriously, and then later, perhaps hours, days, years, you look back and you think, well, that was ridiculous. And you know what's curious? If it can become funny later, then the seed of that humour was already there at the time. You simply hadn't stepped far enough back to see it. And from this moment, your mind can begin to step back more easily. When something small goes wrong, you can pause. When a plan changes, you can breathe. When someone says something awkward or clumsy, you can notice the comedy of it. And you can begin to realize that life is full of those little scenes, those little moments where everyone is doing their best with whatever mood or habit they happen to be carrying that day. And that includes you. There's something deeply freeing about being able to smile at yourself kindly, not to mock or to criticize, just to smile warmly. The way you might smile at a child learning to walk, wobbling and falling down, completely serious about the whole business of moving forwards. And you can move forward with that same permission. You can be sincere without being severe. You can be responsible without it becoming too heavy. Now just recall a younger version of yourself, sometime in the past, taking something very seriously, perhaps trying hard to get everything right, feeling embarrassed, annoyed, or overwhelmed. And as you rest in this calm place, just watch that younger you for a moment. Just notice how understandable it is, how normal. And now imagine walking over to that younger you with kindness in your eyes. You don't need to say much. Perhaps you simply place a reassuring hand on their shoulder and say, "One day you'll see the funny side of this." And maybe that younger version of you looks puzzled because they don't know what you know now. They don't yet know that many things pass. Embarrassments fade, mistakes become wisdom, frustrations become stories. And with the stories comes the laughter. And you can just let that understanding spread through your mind now. The past can soften. Old moments become lighter. And every time an old memory arises that once carried discomfort, you can gently ask, "What's the funny side of this now?" Not to dismiss or to deny it, but to reclaim your freedom from it. Many years ago, I used to work in London, and there was a man there who carried a heavy suitcase everywhere he went. He carried it into shops, into restaurants, onto buses. He'd have it wherever he went. And whenever he was asked why he never put it down, he'd always say the same thing: because it contains important things. One day I stopped the man and asked him, "When was the last time you opened it?" The man frowned. He looked confused. He hadn't opened it in years. And finally, with great seriousness, he placed it on a table, clicked open the locks, lifted the lid, and found inside a collection of old bus tickets, some broken pens, odd socks, outdated maps, and a rubber chicken. At first he was shocked, and then he began to laugh. He wasn't laughing because what he was carrying had been a wise thing to do, but because he suddenly realized how long he'd been struggling under the weight of things that no longer deserved to be heavy. And your unconscious mind can begin to sort through its old suitcases now, its old irritations, the old embarrassments and arguments, the self-importance, the moments of taking things personally. And as your mind opens those cases, it can discover what's useful, keeping the wisdom, letting their heaviness become lighter, smaller, maybe even a little amusing. And from now on, when life presents one of those small absurdities, a dropped object, a delayed plan, a sudden inconvenience, you can feel a little space open inside. A space to breathe, a space to smile. A moment where your mind says, there it is. There's the funny side. And you may even find yourself smiling before you even know why. A soft smile. A private smile. People who see the funny side aren't weak, they're flexible. They bend instead of breaking, they recover quickly. They return to themselves easily. And each day, your unconscious mind can become more skilled at noticing patterns of unnecessary seriousness. The tight jaw, the narrowed eyes, that dramatic inner voice. The sudden feeling that this tiny thing is somehow enormous. And when that happens, a new response can arise. A pause, a breath, an inner voice saying, really, are we doing the grand tragedy version of this? And that question breaks the spell. You laugh gently, you soften, and you choose a better state of mind. And the more often you do that, the more natural it becomes. And you begin to notice the humour in the facial expressions, in the timing, in everyday contradictions. You see the fun in the way people hurry to wait. They lose their glasses while wearing them. They search for phones they're holding, or become deeply offended by the things that will be forgotten by Tuesday. Life is full of these moments, and you can enjoy them. And even when something matters, perhaps especially then, a little humour can help you stay balanced enough to respond well. Seeing the funny side doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care from a calmer place, a wiser place, a freer place. Now imagine yourself in the future, in a situation where before you might have become tense or overly serious. Just see yourself now, there. Notice how you're standing, how you're breathing. And then notice that calm little smile beginning to appear. Something unexpected happens, and instead of tightening, you pause. You see the pattern, you see the exaggeration, and then you see the funny side. And because you see it, you respond better. You speak more lightly, you think more clearly. You feel more in control. And the people around you feel easier too. Your smile gives them permission to soften, to relax just a little. Now drift into that future you. See through those eyes, hear through those ears. Feel that relaxed humour in the body. Let it settle into your face, your shoulders, your chest and your stomach. And silently say to yourself, I can take life seriously enough to live well, and lightly enough to enjoy it. And again, I can take life seriously enough to live well, and lightly enough to enjoy it. And you can let that become a part of you now. Your new automatic response, a new emotional habit, a new way of being. And from this moment onwards, your unconscious mind can surprise you with lightness. You may find yourself laughing more easily, forgiving more quickly, recovering faster, and noticing that many simple things don't need the amount of seriousness you once gave them. And the most wonderful thing is the more you see the funny side, the more you become someone others feel comfortable around. Not because you make jokes all the time, but because you carry a lighter life with you. A generous atmosphere, a resilient atmosphere, and that feels good. And now it's time to bring this session to a close. In a moment I'll count from 1 to 5, and with each number you can begin to return to waking awareness, bringing all these changes with you. There's no rush, just allow the conscious mind and body to reorient comfortably, while the unconscious mind keeps hold of everything that you've learned today. 1. Beginning to feel the energy returning to your body. 2. Becoming more aware of the surface beneath you, the position of your arms and legs, the air against your skin. 3. Taking a deeper breath now, feeling the chest rise and fall, feeling your hands and feet becoming a little more awake. 4. Coming back further now, bringing with you all that calm ability to pause, to breathe, to widen your perspective and notice the funny side whenever it's useful. And 5. Eyes open now, wide awake, refreshed, grounded, and feeling good. Take a moment to stretch if you want, letting your body move in whatever way feels most natural. And from now on, whenever you notice yourself becoming unnecessarily tense or serious about something small, a part of your mind can gently create a pause. And in that pause, you take a breath and your perspective will widen. You can hear your voice inside asking, what's the funny side of this? And as that question appears, your mind can find the angle, the exaggeration, the absurdity, and the gentle humour that helps you feel free again. And each time this happens, it becomes stronger and more natural. You become lighter, calmer, easier within yourself, and seeing the funny side becomes more natural every day. Thank you for joining me in this session today. You've taken this time to strengthen a useful and uplifting part of your mind. Let this new lightness continue to grow in ordinary moments, in the small surprises and the simple comedy of life. Thank you for listening, and until next time, goodbye and good mental health.